Hi everyone, Kimberly Lynn Williams here. I'm a health coach based out of Los Angeles, California, and this is part 2 of my series on stroke. So I was talking about how atherosclerosis, which is, here's a cross-section of an artery, and environmental poisons travel through the bloodstream and do damage to these cells on the lining of our artery, causing a little damaged area there. So when plaques, hardened plaques from cooked nut and seed oils, travel through our body, they can start attaching to this area that has been damaged from environmental poisons. So they start accumulating, then a blood clot forms over that when this ruptures, and then the whole area is blocked. And when it happens in the brain, it causes a stroke. When it happens in the heart, it causes a heart attack. So it's very important to understand this concept. So 2 different things that you can do to help prevent a stroke from happening. One is to start cutting out these high cooked nut and seed oils. So important to know that most of them are already heated at very high temperatures when you buy them in the store. So they're on the bottle, on the shelf in the store, and you think that they're not heated. You think, oh, I'm eating this raw oil, but it's actually not a raw oil at all. It's already been through possibly an expeller press, which generates heat up over, I don't know, sometimes it's 300, 400 degrees. So it's already heating it once, and then you cook with it, so you're heating it a second time, so you're doing even more damage to it. Every time you heat it, you cause a chemical change, which does more damage to it, and eventually the higher the temperatures and the longer you cook it, the more damage that happens. Again, this is an example of a organic extra virgin olive oil that was fried. Some eggs were fried, and it splattered onto this nice stainless steel silver teapot, which you can see is no longer silver. All of that hardened stuff is hardened plaque. That's the same thing that attaches in your arteries. So one thing is to stay away from them. The second thing you can do is to eat truly raw, unheated fats. The answer to this, really, to disease, a lot of disease, is really fat, 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 and more fat. But we don't want this kind of fats. We want really healthy, unheated, truly raw fats in our diet. So what are those? Those would be raw eggs. That would be raw, unpasteurized dairy products of any source from any animal. You can get camel milk now, you can get goat milk, you can have yak milk, you can have water buffalo milk. There are so many options out there today, but each state has a different regulation for raw, unpasteurized dairy. So check out your state's regulations, and please fight for the freedom of raw, unpasteurized dairy nationwide. We desperately need that. So raw unpasteurized dairy, there's also coconut cream. So if you don't want to do dairy products, you can take brown coconuts, and you can take the meat out of the inside of a brown coconut, put it through a very special juicer, and what comes out is coconut cream. This is one of the healthiest, most amazing fats on the planet. It will actually help dissolve some of this plaque that's built up in your arteries as well. Coconut cream is wonderful for that. So is olive oil that's truly unheated. And again, some of these resources are on my website, KimberlyLynnWilliams.com. If you happen to be in Los Angeles, make sure to go over to Venice Beach. There is a little ice cream store called Kippy's Ice Cream, and all of their ice cream is made out of freshly made coconut cream. So as you're eating it, it's actually detoxifying your body. It can actually help reduce some of this plaque buildup that's in here, and it can protect your body from the other environmental poisons. So the reason that I say eat fat, truly raw nut and seed oils, if they truly are raw, can also help you protect your body from the environmental poisons. So we have raw unpasteurized dairy. Avocados are another great fat source. We have raw eggs, we have coconut cream, and then you can do a coconut oil. But again, be very careful on your sources, because most of the coconut oils are heated at very high temperatures. Not all of them are. There's some great sources out there. So know your source. But the important thing to understand is that we're exposed to environmental poisons 24/7, 365. We're all breathing in toxic air right now. We all take a shower in water that has some level of poisons in them. We're all exposed to things all of the time. And what we want to understand is, if we have good, healthy, raw fat circulating through our body constantly, raw fat will actually help lubricate your body. Raw fat will actually help keep these arteries nice and soft and protected from the hardened, poisoned, toxic plaque that adheres to them. Raw fat is one of the healthiest things you can put in your body. So if your body is circulating raw fat, what happens is we already know and understand that toxins store in fat. So if you have fat in your bloodstream constantly and you have toxins that are entering your bloodstream, and kind of imagine sort of a Pac-Man thing happening. So this is the fat, and here are the poisons, and the little Pac-Man fat guy goes up and gobbles it up, and now you have your little fats. I can do this. Now you have the fat that's closed up with the toxins inside it. So as that travels throughout your system, it's not doing damage. If you have pure poisons and toxins traveling through your blood, it's damaging cells through your entire body as it travels through. But if you have the fat protecting it, it can travel throughout your entire body without doing any damage at all and exit your body without harming it. In addition, it can actually help pick up some other dead cells and debris that I've talked about before and other poisons that have stored somewhere in your body on their way out. So fat is one of the healthiest things that you can eat. Thank you for your time.